So this is an opinion essay. So if you see, the question says that in the future, more people will choose to go on holiday in their own country and not travel abroad on holiday. So there would be an inexorably increasing number of people who would choose to go on vacation in their own country rather than traveling abroad on holidays.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the question. And then you have, do you agree or disagree? So do you agree or disagree? This is basically the task question, right?
Yes.
So what do you understand by the question, do you agree or disagree? What exactly do you have to do when it says to do you agree or disagree?
Means in upcoming days, people will go holiday to the destination, means abroad, or they will travel to their home country.
So do you
If it
agree or
is,
disagree? का मतलब होता है कि there is a point, I mean, there is a point of view or there's an argument of one section of society given in the question, and ideally they have asked you to give your point of view, आपका perception, right? What do you think? What is your idea with reference to this? So do you agree or disagree में दो तरह की opinion हो सकती है. Either you can completely agree or you can completely disagree, या तो फिर you can take a mixed opinion, you can take a balanced opinion. So it completely depends on the number of points that you're having. So how did you decide upon your opinion? Yeah, what did you do when you came across this question for the essay? The moment you came across the question for this essay, what did you do? क्या किया आपने?
Then I was thinking with what the possibility, if why the people go abroad, why they choose to go abroad, why they choose for their native country. This is first came into my mind, why, and
okay, so
how,
let me tell you, yeah, the 40 minutes, the first 5 to 7 minutes is for planning and micro planning. The next 25 to 30 minutes is on writing the main essay. The last 3 to 4 minutes should be on reading or revising. Okay, remember this. This is exactly how you're supposed to segregate the 40 minutes of time. So in 40 minutes, the first 5 to 7 minutes has to be on planning and micro planning. Then the next 25 to 30 minutes has to be on writing the main essay, and then 3 to 4 minutes on proofreading and revising. All right. So this is how we are doing. Now the question arises, how are we going to decide upon your opinion? कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा साइड लेना है, या स्ट्रॉन्ग में जाना है कि बैलेंस में जाना है, कैसे पता किया आपने? How did you decide upon your opinion? Did you have a preconceived opinion depending on your personal choices and personal experiences? Did you decide upon your opinion? Yeah, there was you planned the points on both the sides, and
no, actually this is why this is because usually I have to plan for the to think about it, because due to COVID situation, my colleague and all this, they face this problem. They when this thing, and so that's why for the holiday destination and all this, so they are struggling nowadays. So that's why this is in my mind. So I
okay, so
like
so basically what happened was that out of your personal experience, since you found people around you, choosing to travel in their own country because of this pandemic, so you decided कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. Now this is definitely not the right way of deciding upon your opinion. इसको हम pre-biased, preconceived opinion बोलते हैं. Opinion अगर आपको decide करना है, you always have to do the planning and the micro planning. पहले plan both the sides, see कितने points आ रहे हैं, हर point का explanation आपके पास है कि नहीं, उस हिसाब से आपको अपनी opinion बनानी चाहिए. So that's the idea. All right, so let us do the planning. So if we have to do the planning, so if you completely agree, suppose you are agreeing, so what would be the points? Agar aap agree kar rahe ho, what would be the points?
So point number 1, the financial crisis nowadays.
Okay, what else?
The other is, the exchange rate is getting higher because of the this Russia and war and all this means going.
Okay, exchange rates. What else?
The other is it's
Okay.
easy means to
Easy
travel in
plan
home
and
country.
travel. Easy.
Yeah, plan and travel.
Okay. If you had to disagree, what would have been your points? That no, people are still choosing to go abroad for
Okay.
their vacations. Yeah.
Yeah, disagree because see, if you go for the mostly the people want to travel other country because they don't want to see our country because uh, like if you stay near to Taj Mahal, so they don't want to see Taj Mahal because every day they see the Taj Mahal, so they want to go means explore the culture and for the change and explore the culture and new things, new language they want to learn. Okay, and the other thing, they want to travel the neat and clean city. If you go means
Your
like
voice is
in India,
breaking, Mars.
my voice is breaking.
Yeah. Are you joining from your phone?
No, no, no. I'm on my laptop.
Is it a Mac?
No, this is Dell.
Okay. Then I don't know. I mean, your voice is breaking terribly somehow today. So
Let me disconnect and
yeah,
connect.
now it
Just
is
one
fine.
second.
Now it is fine. Now it is
Now
fine.
it is fine.
Okay. What could be the other point under disagree?
Disagree. See, can usually in like India's many places are not well organized. Like they are not maintaining.
Hmm.
So they want to go for the clean city. To they means people wants to go to visit a clean city and new things they want to see.
All right. Now that you have come across, I mean, we have done the planning of the main points under both the sides. So we have done the planning under agree, we have done the planning under disagree. Uh, which side do you want to take? I mean, either you can go for a strong opinion wherein you're completely going by one side, either you're completely agreeing or you're completely disagreeing, or otherwise, you can kind of take a mixed or balanced opinion. So which one are you planning to
I
take?
think the both from my point of view both have a plus point and both have negative point.
Uh, no. See, now you have to understand that these 2 points come under the same heading: financial crisis and exchange rates.
Hmm.
Okay, both of this talks about finance, so this can be hit. I mean, this could be clubbed under one point, easy to plan and travel. And when we go to disagree, I think we have more discrete and distinct points. अलग-अलग points है. Adventure के लिए जाते हैं, लोग explore करते हैं, लोगों को clean cities चाहिए. ठीक है, तो आपको उसी साइड को सिलेक्ट करना है. अगर equal number of points बन जाते हैं, तो फिर तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. ठीक है.
Okay.
But अगर ideally if you have more number of distinct points या more number of discrete points ना, तो तब I think you should
Okay,
be
means if you what I understand means you whatever you have the more points, I have to go
correct.
with.
Correct. Depending on the topic of the question. ठीक है. In fact, आपकी जो opinion statement यहाँ पे आपने दिया है ना, I somehow agree with the statement and explain in the further paragraph. So somehow agree मतलब you are agreeing. Your point of view is you're saying yes, I'm agreeing to the point that people are planning holidays within the country and they are avoiding to visit foreign country because of certain reasons. Okay.
Yeah,
This
because why one more point because if you see in India the population is high and the majority is majority people is middle class means below the middle class, so they cannot afford to go abroad usually.
Right.
So
Okay, I mean that is absolutely fine. So anyway, so this is about your planning. Now we have to work on the micro planning. So what is micro planning? Micro planning is nothing but we are basically working on every point. We are building up on every point. Okay, so when I say we are building up on every point, that means if you're going with disagree or so if you are agreeing, because I can see
no,
that.
but my point is I want to disagree because my point is more to
Okay,
go
you want to
abroad.
disagree. Fine. So when you're doing the micro planning, just see how I'm doing the micro planning. So topic sentence. Right. So topic sentence basically says that for a change or adventure. So you can explain this, how and why. So, people want to escape the monotonicity of their own nation, as they already are aware of everything. They get bored
Yes.
moving around their own country. Yeah, and so they travel abroad for a change, to explore new
New
things,
things.
culture,
Culture.
right? So that would be one thing. So, because there are uncertainties, right? So that intrigues the travelers to uncover something that they don't know. That is different, right? And then you can give an evidence. The evidence could be a statistical one, could be a specific one, could even be a personal experience if you're writing for PR. For academic, I always say that it is better if you're not giving personal experience, but when it comes to your PR, it is good if you can give statistical and specific examples. Okay. All right. Now moving on to the next point. So topic sentence. What? So they want clean places. So you can explain again. So mostly. Now, see, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if you look at this question, okay, this question is specifically not talking about India, right?
Yes, this is
Okay, so it could be anywhere, like people living in USA, they choose to travel to India. They choose to,
yes.
explore India. But USA is very clean, right? It has amazing landscapes and it is
Yes.
clean. Okay, so I
Yeah, so
think, yeah,
we cannot go for this.
yes, we cannot go for this point. Another point would be that, status symbol, right? If you
Yes.
travel abroad, like,
Yeah.
because it is exorbitantly pricey, right? Not everyone can afford, right? So if you are, which means that, you are wealthy, you have a choice of places, good choice of places,
Hmm.
right? You don't want to make a compromise with your, leisure time, right? So it shows your power, your status. You can garner attention, respect from people, from others, right? Yeah.
Right.
Then you can give an evidence. Again, giving an evidence does not mean that you're giving an evidence for every point. If you're giving 2 points, evidence for any 1 point should be more than enough. If you have evidence for both, you can give, but mostly with the time constraint and the other things, like the length of the essay. Again, it cannot exceed 250. It cannot exceed 300 words. So ideally, somewhere around minimum 250 is what you have to write, and maximum should be somewhere around 290 to 300 words. Okay.
Okay. I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
First of all, this what you wrote it like many words like uncertainties and
You don't know them. That's
so
what
I
we're
know
trying.
words, okay, but we know this thing sometime, but how it's not come into my mind that time means how we can work on it. Any idea? Or should I
Okay. See,
see
I really,
some items I know, okay, this is the common, like you when you explain this, okay, like the pricey was not everyone can afford. Okay, not everyone can afford. Okay, this is same what I was thinking. But some of the item like that introduce the traveler to uncover something that is different. I don't know this use the word. So this is
don't
how we
worry. I
can.
mean, this will basically come through a lot of reading. So the more you
Okay.
read, the better. Number one. Number two, I would be giving you a list of vocab for every topic, so it should not be a problem. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It will come through reading because see, if you tell me from where do I get words, you cannot get words from Skype.
No, it's reading. Like even
Okay.
I
You
read
have to have a
many
resource or source. Now the question arises, what should I read? Read magazines, read tabloids, read different articles, but read variety. I mean, there should be variety in your reading. So you should read
correct.
articles, you should read different, so that's known as variety. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, so these are the 2 points that you have. Now looking at the structure. So structure of opinion essay with strong opinion says introduction is paraphrasing the
Paraphrasing the
question,
question.
then the opinion statement, then you have the content statement, then you have your BP1, which is
BP1,
your
BP2.
side. Minimum 4 paras, maximum 6 paras. Now, there's something that you have to remember that although you're taking a strong opinion and you are giving all the points in favor of your side, remember that you are doing the comparison with the other side. Otherwise, it would seem as if you're overlooking or you're neglecting the other side.
Yes.
So you are giving points on your side, but then you have to use phrases like as opposed to unlike that. And you also have to talk about the demerit of traveling within their own country. Okay, so that's important. You learn, I mean, gradually. Okay, so this was the structure. Now, the interesting part is that although this was the structure when we start with introduction, body para 1, body para 2, and then the conclusion, ideally when you are writing, you're going to leave some space for the introduction. So leave some space for the introduction, start working on body para 1, body para 2, conclusion, and then the introduction. Did you get it? So we are not right away starting with writing the introduction. We are leaving some space for the introduction, and then first we are forming body para 1, then we are forming body para 2, then we are forming conclusion, and then we are moving on to the introduction. Is that clear?
Can you again explain this? I didn't get the.
See here, if you look at here, look at this. Look at this. What is this that we did just now? This micro planning. What is this?
This is the body explanation. Is the body.
Exactly. Correct. So we are ready with our content, right? We are ready with the content for
Yes.
body para 1. We are ready with the
And
content of body para 2. Right. So instead of starting with introduction, we are not wasting our time on introduction. Rather, we are starting with working on body para 1, body para 2, because the content is ready. We already
Yes.
have the content ready made with us. So we are working on body para 1, body para 2, conclusion, and then the introduction. Yeah.
Okay. Means first we need to go for body para 1.
Yes. You're leaving some space for the introduction. Yeah, leaving some space for the introduction. We'll get back to the introduction at the last. First BP1, BP2, conclusion, and then the introduction. Okay, so quickly your body para. Let's start. Okay, good. To begin with, yes, we will be using to begin with why, because sequencing linker, we are giving the first point on our side.
Or we can say on the one side.
For a start, to begin with is a basic linker. We don't use it anymore. I mean, it's not good for one. Okay.
Okay.
It could be argued. What is it could be argued in opinion template? So since you are giving the argument on your side, so maybe you can say this opinion template. So, okay. Home country is always a first place while planning for vacation.
Now
no,
we are going to disagree now, so
yeah,
this
so maybe
will change.
yeah, I'll just let's see what you have said. Okay, we'll put this away. Our first one is that visiting. Yeah. So it could be argued.
So we can say to begin that the visiting outside the country is always in trend. Yes.
Yeah, you can. So basically, you're talking about the second point, trend,
Yes.
flaunting your status, wealth, etc., right? So for one thing, it could be argued that visiting a foreign land is always
It's
considered
always
to be a trend, as the travelers can not only have
not only have
the chance to escape the complexity of exploring the usual
local
landscapes
landscapes
in their own
in their own city, in their own.
but also have
Plentiful opportunities.
learn culture
New culture
and
and values or work language, which in turn horizon of knowledge and experience. Share with others.
such journeys would be unthinkable. Okay, so this is one thing, and then maybe
And
yeah,
sorry, we can also say here, na, like before traveling was difficult. Now for the internet and all this, you can
yeah.
access.
So that can come as another point as well, right? I mean, if you want, you can give it as another point, because this is, remember,
Because
for every point there has to be an explanation. You can have many points, but for every point there has to be an explanation. So with this point, this is a point which is telling that travelers will get to know new things,
Yes.
right? So here you cannot kind of put that. So if you want, you can maybe add it as another point. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now if you want, you can
And
give an example.
moreover, okay. Okay,
Give an
bring it.
example. Yeah, any example you can say. In
For
my
instance, okay.
personal experience, I prefer to travel to North American countries, as it gives me chance to. So in my personal experience, although or even though outside in Gulf, I mean in a Gulf country, right? Yeah.
No, I prefer North, US or UK.
Whatever, yeah, whatever you can write in. I prefer to travel to North American countries, as it gives me the chance to
American country, it's giving me the
Experience, or you
chance
can
to
say enjoys,
experience or enjoy
thrills
the
of uncovering
thrills.
the uncertainties.
Okay.
Okay, something like this. So the idea is to let you know, let's see, this is how the structure has to be. Okay, after this, we are not supposed to end the para with an example, never. So since we have an example over here, what we can do is we can probably round it off, or we can give another point. Okay, so just the way you said that, it becomes very easy to travel because of all the technological advancements. So maybe we can write what is, or we can say what is more, is that 15 advancement
Advancement in the technology.
or
We can
and invention of innovative and sophisticated
applications. Okay.
Travelers find it extremely easy, handy, book tickets, plan itinerary.
Yes.
At a reasonable price in no or little. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So that's it. So are you getting it? So what is more? So this is another point, the one that you were talking about. So what is more is that with the advancement in technology and invention of innovative and sophisticated applications, travelers find it
extremely easy and handy to
book, plan itinerary at a reasonable price and
no or limited time. Yes. To be and in long. What is the certain?
Yeah, I'll just.
From big companies to gather information.
Nor have to
rely on
huge funds.
Yes.
For traveling. So are you seeing the different sentence constructions? This is a sequencing.
Yeah, you use not only but also neither nor and this is
yeah, got it. Got it, right? So what is more is that with the advancement so and so, travelers find it extremely easy and handy to book tickets, plan itinerary and so as they have to. So see the things that I'm highlighting and you will understand that this is exactly what you have to include in your writing. So it is not only about the content, it is not only about organizing the ideas, it is also about correct use of linkers, proper placing of linkers, different sentence constructions. Look at this para, it has so many variations. Not only but also, which in turn, even though.
Yes, even
contrasting linker. In my personal experience, to give an example from your personal knowledge or personal experience, right?
What is more?
Yeah, what else do you need? This is what makes the difference.
Usually, what is people use moreover and all in addition to.
See, I don't say that they are wrong, but they are very basic.
Yeah.
So moreover, I mean, we will be using it. You will see. See, when I mean linkers की जो list है वो सबके पास है. ठीक है, पूरी दुनिया में जितने भी लोग आइल्स की पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, आइल्स की ट्रेनिंग करवा रहे हैं, सबके पास लिंकर्स है. There's nothing new. But then there are certain linkers which are basic, which are commonly used, which are almost used by everyone, and there are certain linkers which are advanced. तो वो एडवांस
Yes.
लिंकर जब आप यूज करोगे ना, वो आपके ऐसे में 4 चांद लगाएगी और वही आपको स्कोर कराएगी. And that is where it makes a difference. That is how you see that okay, somebody is scoring a 6, somebody is scoring a 6.5, somebody is scoring a 7 when the topic is set. ठीक है, आपको लगता है कि अरे बाप, सब कुछ लिख के आया यार, we wrote everything मैम, but still we are stuck at 7. Why? And you're looking out for a 7.5 or 8. वर्ड्स का भी सेम चीज है. whenever you are using, आपने बताया ना वर्ड्स कहाँ से लाए, वर्ड्स भी बेसिक. आप एक ये वाली ऐसे लिखोगे, you will be using certain words. कोई और लिखेगा, he or she will be using certain other words. But we have to see that the words that you're using are less commonly used words. You have to see that the words that you're using, they are advanced words. Words which are rarely used. बड़े बड़े वर्ड्स की जरूरत नहीं है. यहाँ पे वर्ड्स मैंने बड़े बड़े थोड़ी ना दिए, but the words are absolutely topic specific and at the same time they are less commonly used or they are advanced. Clear है?
Clear.
I'm closing this room, Mars, and starting another one. You can just join in with the same link. Okay?
Yes, yes.